Hey Caitlin, this is Mrs. Skoglund. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your summer assignment. And so we're mostly going to be talking through Chapter 2, which is the chapter you had starred for your L-directed thinking, but I'll kind of reference some other things as we go through as well. So the first thing I look for in your L-directed paragraphs is a strong topic sentence, which we want to concisely answer the question that's been provided. And so I think you had a topic sentence that I think alluded to the question, like you didn't just, barf up the exact wording, but I would have liked to see in several of your topic sentences a little more specific answer. So like this question is, what are some of the careers that are being impacted by the need for R-directed thinking, and like how are they being impacted? And so I think you talked about the left brain being taken over by computers, which that's kind of the how they're impacted, but I don't get a little preview of what some of those careers are. And so I think just really make sure you're looking back to all parts of the question to answer it. I also looked down at your concluding sentences, and again, I noticed that I think you had concluding sentences, but I didn't always get a clear connection, oh sorry, I went too far, a clear connection back to that question, which really the concluding sentence is kind of just restating the answer to that question and almost sort of wrapping up the paragraph and signaling to the reader that like, we're done, right? So I would just encourage you to go back and tie those more specifically to the question as well. All right, the next thing I looked for was evidence. I think you did a great job selecting evidence from the text. Like in this paragraph, I really liked how one piece of evidence was about lawyers and then the other piece was about doctors. I think that allowed you to develop the paragraph really nicely. It wasn't just like the same thing. You're also super close on embedding quotes, just some tiny detail mistakes. So for example, in this one, how dozens of inexpensive information, since that quote just kind of just flowing in with your own writing, we're not going to capitalize it, so it all just looks like one complete sentence. And then down here, pink notes, there's kind of a pause, so we want a comma when we introduce a quote with what's called a dialogue word. Okay, so again, just kind of detail stuff, and we're actually going to talk about that in the next few weeks, so you'll get some more practice there. On commentary, Caitlin, is the next thing I look for, and I think you were definitely on the right track with commentary and sort of explaining the quote. Again, I think there were just times I wished you would have tied it back a little more directly to the question. So, like when you were talking about, the aspect of a lawyer's job is not needed anymore, maybe talk about like, so what is being changed in the field of law for R-directed thinking? Like, how are lawyers going to have to use that? So just a little bit more of a connection there. I also really liked your R-directed activities. Just wanted to mention those. I thought you did a great job there. I really liked your short story especially. You have a great narrative voice already, especially with dialogue, so we'll have to talk about if you want to take creative writing at some point, because I think you would be awesome at that. So anyway, just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback.